Hello friends, in this tutorial we are going to cover square, rectangle, rhombus, parallelogram, trapezoid, circle, semicircle, equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle, rectangle triangle and irregular triangle. Dear friends, we are going to talk about three different aspects of all this geometry. The first thing is perimeter or circumference. The second is area. The third is properties of all these geometries. So let's begin with the first one. Take a look at this figure. It has four corners P, Q, R and S. All its sides are equal and all the angles are 90-degree angle. This is called square. Suppose I say the side of this square is A, which means all the sides of this square is going to be A. Now in order to calculate perimeter, we need to add up all this. That means PQ, QR, RS and SP. If you add up all this A plus A plus A plus A, it's going to be 4A. Hence remember, the perimeter of the square is given by always 4A, where A is the side of the square. Now when it comes to the calculation of area of any object, we need to cover the object with both the dimensions. Here if you look at, I am trying to cover it with the bars, right? And the height of the bar is A and the length of the bar is A. If I multiply both of these, A into A, I'll get the area of this figure. Hence, the area of a square is given by A into A is A square. Now this is the next figure. If you observe this, one side, that means the length is equal to another side, which is also a length. However, its width is equal to another width. But all the sides are not equal as it was there in the square. This is called rectangle. In this rectangle, let's say if I try to denote its length as A and its breadth or width as B, I can say that its perimeter is 2A plus 2B. If I sum up P, Q, R, S, I'll get B plus A plus B plus A. That means 2B plus 2A. If I take 2 common, I'll get 2 into A plus B. And if I try to calculate its area, it's gonna be length into breadth. That means A into B. That's it. It's as simple as this. Wow, the next figure is triangle. That's my favorite. So dear friends, the triangle has 3 sides and 3 corners. Let's say the corners are P, Q and R. All sides are equal. This kind of triangle is called equilateral triangle. Always remember that all the equilateral triangles have all the sides equal and all the angles of 60 degree. It can never be changed. So angle Q is 60. Angle R is 60, similarly angle P is going to be 60 degree. Now suppose consider one of its side is of length A. Suppose let's say QR is of length A. Similarly PR would be of length A and PQ would be also of length A. And what is perimeter? Perimeter is nothing but sum of all the sides. So the perimeter of PQR can be given as A plus A plus A, which is 3A. Now when it comes to the calculation of area of a triangle, always remember that the area of triangle is given by half of base into perpendicular height. I'm not saying height, I'm saying perpendicular height. Let's say the side of triangle or the base of triangle, if I write let's say it's B, and the height of this triangle, which is perpendicular height, that means the 90-degree angle, is of length h. Okay, then the area of this triangle will be given by half of base into height. As we had the side of the equilateral triangle as A, so I can say the half of it is A by 2, and the h can be calculated by Pythagoras theorem. So I can say the h is root over hypotenuse square, which is A square, minus base square, which is A by 2 square. If I try to calculate this, I'll get as root 3 by 2a. Now the area of triangle would be half of the base is here a and the height is root 3 by 2 into a. If I multiply all this, I'll get root 3 by 4 into a square. So this is the final area of any equilateral triangle where a is the side. So let me write down. The area of triangle, equilateral triangle, is root 3 by 4 a square. Now look at this triangle. This triangle has one of its angle is 90 degree. Right? Similarly, take a look at this triangle, again 90 degree. I'm changing the base and its height, but still the angle is 90 degree. Right? Any triangle which has one of its angle is 90 degree, that is called right angle triangle. Now suppose the height of this triangle, which is PQ, we can see here, is h, and the base of this triangle, which is QR, as we can see, is, let's say, B, and the hypotenuse, which is PR, I cannot give h because h is already its height, so I can say, let's say, A. In this case, its perimeter is going to be A plus B plus h, which is equal to the sum of all the sides. And the area of triangle is always given by half of base into height. Now take a look at this triangle. This triangle has two sides equal, but the third side is different. In this triangle also, two sides are equal, however the third side is different. Let's say the naming convention for this triangle is PQR. Here PQ is equal to PR. The corresponding angle to this, that means the angle Q and angle R are always equal. Suppose, let's say, its base, which is QR, is of length B and the other side is of length A. That means, let's say, PR is of length A. In this case, the PQ will also be of length A only. This kind of triangle is called isosceles triangle. So always remember, the isosceles triangle has two equal sides. What would be the perimeter of this? That is nothing but A plus B, or I can say 2A plus B. Now if I draw a perpendicular distance, that means a perpendicular drawn from the P on QR is of height h, then it can be said that the area of this triangle is half of base into height. Now we have one question associated with this isosceles triangle. So this is an isosceles triangle which has the side as 5 and base as 6. Okay, you have to calculate the area of this triangle. That means what would be the area of this triangle? My dear friends, in order to solve this, you should be able to calculate the perpendicular height, right? If we are able to do this, we can put into the formula half of base into height. Base we know it's 6, but height we don't know. But height can be calculated based on the Pythagoras theorem. So let me apply the Pythagoras theorem, which says h is equal to root over 5 square minus 6 by 2 whole square. Or I can say 5 square minus 3 square, or 25 minus 9, which is 16, and root over 16 is 4. So height we have calculated 4. Now the only thing we need to calculate is the area. That can be said as half of base, which is 6, and height, which is 4. So 6 into 4 by 2. 6 into 4 is 24 by 2, which is 12. We can say that the area of this triangle is 12 centimeters square. Now let's move towards the next triangle, next type of triangle. If you observe this, all the sides of this triangle is different. In this figure also the same case. In this figure also we have the similar case. But all the sides are different and all the angles are different. This kind of triangle is called irregular triangles. Let's say if I denote its corners as P, Q and R, and side of this triangle is A, B and C. In this case, the perimeter of this can be said as A plus B plus C. Now to calculate the area of this triangle, I can say that we have standard formula, which is half of base into height, right? So height is nothing but the perpendicular height. But let's say, in case if height is not available, we don't know what's the height and we are not able to calculate height because it's a perpendicular distance, right? Let's say if we don't have any angle given, in that case we won't be able to calculate its height. So in that case, half of base into height, this formula won't work. But still, in order to calculate area, we have a formula which is called Heron's formula, which says the area of triangle can also be given by root over s into s minus a into s minus b into s minus c, where s is nothing but the semi-perimeter of this triangle. The semi-perimeter is given by a plus b plus c by 2. A plus b plus c are the sides of this triangle. And remember that this formula is not only valid only for irregular triangles, however it can be used for all triangles. For example, isosceles triangle, right angle triangle or equilateral triangle, any kind of triangle if you take, this formula will work. So now let me write down this Heron's formula here. And now let's move towards circle. Circle is an object which doesn't have any sides. However, the center part is, which is let's say P, and any point on this circle, let's say Q. If I connect these two, the line which I get is called radius of the circle. And whatever you can see with the red color is the perimeter or the circumference for this circle. My dear friends, remember that the perimeter of the circle is given by 2 into pi into r, where pi is a constant and the value of pi is 22 by 7 or 3.14. Now consider the next figure, which is also like circle, but this is just half of the circle. This is called semicircle. If we try to calculate the circumference, or I can say perimeter of this semicircle, I can say it's pi r, which is half, but this is not correct. But since we have the upper part left, let's say the right part is radius of circle, it's denoted by r. Similarly, the left part is also radius of circle. So I need to add r plus r in order to calculate the perimeter of this semicircle. So it's going to be pi r plus 2r. If I take r common out of it, I get r into pi plus 2. Now remember that the area of circle is always pi r square. And if the area of circle is pi r square, I can say that half of it, that means area of semicircle is going to be just half of it, that is pi r square by 2. Friends, few minutes back we read a concept of rectangle. It has all the angles of 90 degree and all the parallel sides are equal. Suppose if I twist this figure and instead of making the angle 90 degree, I change the angle. Suppose let's say the figure is like this. This kind of figure is called parallelogram. Let's say the side of this figure or the base of this figure, let's say, is A, which is CD here, and one side of this which is let's say BC, is B. Now to calculate the perimeter of this, we need to have the sum of all the sides, which is AB plus BC plus CA plus AD. So it's going to be A plus B plus A plus B, which is 2 into A plus B. Now we'll try to understand some properties of parallelogram. It has all the opposites angle equal, which means the angle D is equal to angle B and angle A is equal to angle C. If I connect AC and BD, which are called diagonals, in this case, just see where am I writing X. This X is equal to this X and the Y is equal to this Y. And this is true for the opposite diagonal. Now suppose if I try to draw a perpendicular from the point A on CD of height h, then I can say that the area of this figure is nothing but A into h. Now this figure, this is like square, only thing is the angles are twisted. However, all the sides are equal. Suppose let's say if I say that side of this particular figure is of length A, then all the sides would be of length A. That means the AB, BC, CD and AD all are of length A. This figure is called rhombus. And if I try to calculate the perimeter of this, that is nothing but sum of all the sides, which is A plus A plus A plus A, that is 4A. Now, if we try to understand one of its property that the opposites angles are equal, which means the angle D is equal to angle B and angle C is equal to angle A. And when it comes to the calculation of its area, I can draw a perpendicular from let's say point A and I can say that it's nothing but the height h into its base. That is one approach, but let's say a diagonal is given. Diagonal is let's say AC and BD. So let's connect AC and BD. So the diagonal BD let's say is given by D1 and AC it's given by D2. Then its area can be said that a multiplication of diagonal by 2, which is half of multiplication of its diagonal, half of D1 into D2. Now let's move towards our last figure, which is little weird in looking. Let's say the sides are given by A, B, C and D. If you observe this figure carefully, you'll find that all the sides are different. However, two sides are parallel, which is PQ and RS. And remember that any geometry which has 4 sides and out of which only 2 sides are parallel is called trapezoid. So let me write trapezoid. Perimeter of this trapezoid can be given as sum of all the sides, which is A plus B plus C plus D. Now we'll draw a perpendicular from any point, let's say point P on SR. And to calculate area, we need only parallel lines and its height. And the final formula for the area is half of sum of its parallel sides into height. That's it, my dear friends, in this tutorial. And I'll leave you with all the formulas related to this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching this. And don't forget to subscribe our channel. Bye-bye.